Hello again. I promised a closer look at this Bible that I used in my last video to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Shakespeare was involved in the editing of the Psalms, which of course I'm joking, but that was the subject of the last video in case you missed it. You can rectify that by going back and watching it. So the Bible I used was this oddly colored. When I brought it home, it was kind of a mustard yellow. And I think this is not its real natural from the factory color either. It was probably ivory, or hopefully not white, but I think more like an ivory color. But the years and mistreatment have stained it this, I don't know what you'd call this. Let's say hollandaise sauce. Just for you, St. Joe. So let's take a closer look. We'll just take a brief tour through this Bible. Okay, so what we have is a King James Bible. When I first saw this on the shelf at the thrift, I would have bet a large sum of money that this was a Catholic Bible. And the reason that I would think that, I'm going to lock this down so it's not jumping all over. The reason I thought that, Protestant Bibles, for whatever reason, and maybe your experience is different, but Protestant Bibles, manufacturers of Protestant Bibles, tend to shy away from having pictures of Christ on the Bible. And I assume this character here that hopefully you can see is supposed to represent Christ knocking on the door. He's got the crown of thorns. So I think it's pretty obvious. There's some other symbolism here that I'm not 100% sure what it is. Yes, that's my cat wandering around in the shot, sorry. So saw this and thought Catholic Bible. It doesn't say King James anywhere on the outside of the Bible. It's in kind of rough and dirty shape, as you can see. The yap is kind of coming apart there. But not a Catholic Bible. It is a King James, the Light of the World edition. Apparently, some subsequent research shows that this also came in black, and this, I think, was an ivory. But I got it for, I think they charged me $1 or $1.50 at the thrift for this. And it just had so much character, I decided to bring it home, even though I have several King James Bibles, obviously, and this is not in the best condition, but it was just so unique. So here it is. Very colorful. You can see it was obviously presenting to someone in '63. These bright early '60s colors. Special contents of this book, copyright 1954 by the World Publishing Company. Holy Bible, King James Authorized Version, self-pronouncing, which some people like, most people that I know do not. There's some quotes from Christ, it looks like here. Synopsis of the books of the Old Testament, synopsis of the books of the New Testament, pronunciation key, and then it goes right into Book of Genesis, Old Testament. Center column references here. The print is pretty good, nice and dark, and not that small. I have my measuring pencil here. And I think when I measure this, it's about 7 centimeters, or 7 characters per centimeter. Something of that nature. Whatever that means to you. I'll try to put it on the screen if I calculate what that means in a characters per inch, because that's how I'm used to measuring things. This is a red letter edition, and the red is quite red, painfully red, as you can see here. It's maybe not the best example page. It's also variable, as you see often in these older Bibles. That's pretty red. But what I found in this, and I'd not seen this before, but apparently this is more common than I realized. There's an obituary, I think. I had not seen this before, but there are these instances where in the Old Testament, kind of the same idea with a red letter. In the Old Testament, they have this star that represents a place where the compilers, the editors of this particular volume, feel that this is a messianic reference. So in this one, for the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up, that is actually quoted in the New Testament, so that the New Testament writers felt that was a messianic reference. So I'm not going to argue with the New Testament writers on that. There are lots of places in here where you have a bunch of stars. Let's see, let's go to one of the chapters where you expect to see a lot of that. Isaiah, tons in Isaiah, I'm sure. Let's find 53. There we go. Lots of stars. Lots of messianic references there. If you can see that. The center, which is another thing that it seems like Catholic Bibles do this more than Protestant Bibles. You have your family register and things of that nature in the center. Protestant Bibles, it seemed like to me, usually have those at the beginning after the dedication or the presentation page, sorry. So I'm used to a Protestant Bible having the family register there at the beginning. Maybe your experience is different. This volume has a lot of pictures reproduced in color, some of them, but the color palette is not the best. I don't know if it's aged or just the printing technology wasn't up to par. Some of them are reprinted in black and white. I could take or leave some of these pictures. Most of them are not from artists that I am familiar with. I'll have to ask Mrs. Moving About, who's the art expert. And I plan to try to wrangle her into participating in another review I have coming up of a more art-themed Bible. Okay, so after the New Testament, we still have, what, a fourth of the book left, which leads off with this little page that says, from the flyleaf of D.L. Moody's Bible. The Bible sets forth two things, the cross and the throne. The Old Testament points toward the cross. The Gospels tell the story of the cross. The epistles point toward the throne. The Revelation tells the story of the throne. The Old Testament tells us what sin leads to and ends with the words, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. That's from Malachi. The New Testament shows us the way out of sin and ends thus, the grace of our Lord Jesus be with you all. Reader's aids. There's, of course, archaeological stuff at first. There's a lectionary or daily reading guide here. Harmony of the Gospels, which basically laid out like a chart. So if you really want to flip around a lot, Parables and Miracles of the Bible, there's this glossy paper with some well-presented Sermon on the Mount, 10 Commandments, 23rd Psalm, things of that nature. Condensed Bible commentary, that's kind of a generous description. I don't know that I would call it that, but they basically set it up as questions and answers. So, what are the omitted books of the Bible? And there's a little paragraph about that. What are the famous songs of the Bible? What do the scriptures say about themselves? How soon after Adam's fall did idolatry begin? So they have these little paragraphs about various questions that, I don't know, maybe they think the average reader would ask. Encyclopedia Concordance. That takes up a big chunk of the rest of it. And at the end, geographical index and some maps, very simple kind of pastel maps sewn separately here at the end. Was a section I wanted to point out, and now I'm not sure I can easily find it. Okay, maybe this is the section I wanted. Bible Reader's Aids, How to Study the Bible. Okay. Well, there we go. Items of information concerning the Bible. Sorry for all the flipping around while I found that. Peculiarities of chapters. There's this odd kind of numerological stuff going on here that I guess would have fit in with the math involved in proving Shakespeare's involvement in the Psalms. But things like the Bible is divided into 1,189 chapters, of which number 929 belong to the Old Testament and 260 to the New. Calling the Psalms chapters for the sake of convenience, the 117th Psalm is the middle chapter of the Bible. The number of this chapter among the 1,189 is 595, so that both before and after there are 594 chapters. It is at once a singular and interesting fact that this chapter is the middle and the shortest chapter in the Bible. It consists of 2 verses, which contain 33 words, numbering 133 letters. Further than this, it is interesting to know that the longest chapter in the Bible, the 119th Psalm, and the shortest are separated by only one intervening number. It would almost seem that the occurrence of the shortest chapter in the middle of the Bible were a matter of set purpose. It doesn't speculate what that set purpose would be, but interesting fact nonetheless. And there's a long series of these numerical facts like that. So anyway, just thought it was a neat Bible. Not sure what I'll do with it. Whether I'll redonate it. I don't really see myself keeping this necessarily. So it's kind of in rough shape. But interesting Bible nonetheless. I like this. Kind of unique, the character involved here. Holy Bible Illustrated Light of the World edition. So many Bibles all look the same anymore. Black leather, black goat skin, black calf skin, 2 ribbons, whatever. It's neat. We need a little more variety, and I like this. So hope you enjoyed this little look at the Bible I have. And I almost forgot to point out the pencil, which I should have been ready for this. This, I'm going to bump the camera there while I... Okay. Find the box. This is a made in China Delhi 2B triangular. Comes in 2 colors here, blue and white, and it's basically a little ruler and pencil together. So if you want to measure anything like the size of type in a Bible, there you go. 2B, it's a nice soft dark graphite. It also comes in an HB, I'm pretty sure. Don't know anything else about it because everything's in Chinese. You can maybe Google Lens that if you are at all curious. So that's the pencil of the day. Thanks for joining me. Not sure what I'll be doing next time, but check in and see. Thanks.